What is up guys, it's your boy Solheim here, back with another classic WoW video for Season of Discovery. Now today we're talking about the best gold farm in the game, bar none. This one is absolutely incredible, and I touched on the topic earlier today in a previous video, talking about the Nightmare Seeds. Now, Nightmare Seeds are currently selling for 24.6 gold each on my server in stacks of 1. These have been going up in price, down in price, they're back up again. Yesterday they were 32 gold each. A couple of, not even a week ago, they were down to 9 gold, and then they just skyrocketed back up again. So anyone who has been able to farm these, well, you have been getting a lot of gold. And even earlier today I made this video right here where I'm talking about how anyone can farm these seeds, and you can make like a trash farming group to farm the seeds together. So basically all you have to do is be a couple of people, between, I don't know, 3 people and 8 people, and do the raid together. The fewer you are, the more seeds you get per run, but also the longer the run takes. Alternatively, have 2 mages and a tank or something, or 2 mages and a healer, or just have a tank and then mages doing massive AoE to help clear this faster. And then you just hand out the seed on an evenly basis, even distribution at the end of every single run. Now that is one way to do this, where anyone can farm the seeds, and the trash is normally respawning every 1 to 2 hours, so you can go back in, do the farm again, then log out, do something else. But there is another way to make this even better, and another farm has now resurfaced where people can solo farm the seeds using ledge kiting mechanics. Now anyone who's been boosting in either Wailing Caverns or even in Stockades, RFC, or even been solo farming or solo boosting in Uldaman as well, we pretty much know about the ledge mechanics now, and we were just waiting for someone to find one of them in Sunken Temple, and it has now been found. You can make ridiculous amounts of gold from this. We're talking about over 1,000 gold per hour, and we're gonna break this down. So there's another video that just resurfaced, it's this one right here, how I made 35,000 gold in Season of Discovery in how many days again? In 5 days. 35,000 gold in 5 days. That is 7,000 gold per day, and this is a high selling item. So you know, this person, he farmed this out, he was able to sell them really fast. Everyone wants Nightmare Seeds. If you go to JP Worgen, you can see how many of them are sold on your server every single day, and they're in the thousands on every single server out there, so they're selling a lot, and anyone who's able to solo farm them are making crazy amounts of gold. Going down here, you can see the comment or the description was 17 seeds in a 6-minute run. So 17 seeds in a 6-minute run. I am too lazy to do the math there, but that's about 425 gold on my service auction house price in 6 minutes. That is 4,000 gold per hour of actively farming. That is ridiculously crazy. Now we are going to go into the entire video as well and watch that through, but I want to take a look at the top comments here. Do the mobs respawn, or how do you reset them? I think this one is valid, and I think it's really important to know that you can actually reset them. I tried this myself in my raid, we were not able to, but sometimes you get a bug where you're not able to, and as you can see, he has farmed it a lot more than I have, and if you log out and then reset on an alt, you can reset a raid. I used to do this back in BFD, so I know this works, and I was just like kinda it was kind of interesting why it didn't work for Sunken Temple. Sometimes it doesn't work and you have to zone out and zone back in, then you log out and reset on the alt again. So you are able to reset the raid when you're solo farming or even duo farming, but that just means any mage can start doing this. There's one requirement that is important to know about, because he's not talking in the video, he's just showing you the pull. There's one requirement that is important to know about here. You want to have gotten 6 out of 8, but not kill the shade. That way all the trash upstairs will be available to you, the actual stairs to go upstairs as well will also be available to you, everything will basically be available to you, and then you can just go up, pull all the trash, clear them out, and go back down. So with that, all that being said, let's take a look at the video, see the pull, look at everything he's doing here. It is worth noting that he's playing a mage. This could also be doable as a different class, like maybe even a hunter, but to a certain degree, mages do have a significant advantage in this pull, and yeah, they just have a very significant advantage. being a mage here really does help you out. So here you can see he's going into the raid, and he's going to show you where to go, what to do, and exactly like how this farm is done as well. So he's going the regular way to get inside, to get to the middle, so he's going up the stairs. You could alternatively take the stairs to the left, but in that case there's a patrol that you would either have to start the pull with or blink through somehow. So going this way is probably going to be the best way to do so, because he has done a lot more solo farming than I have, so going this way is probably going to be the best way to do this. Once again, if you have cleared the entire raid, you can't do this because the trash simply doesn't respawn anymore. So you want to have a not fully cleared raid, but you also don't want to have a fresh ID. You want to have killed some of the bosses. So here we go, he's going down, and as you can see, the Pit of Sacrifice has a bunch of mobs. Now you want to go down here, blink and not pull anything, set yourself up for the pull, and as you can see, he's going to show you what he's pulling, what he's focusing on. You might want to counterspell some mobs here as well, so be aware of the casters, and then get yourself to the reset location. Now the reset location is going to be in the entrance with 2 skulls or candles on it, or basically towards the entrance. So you just want to make sure you can actually see where he's going, what he's doing, how he's doing the pulls, and he's just pulling everything at max range to the best of his abilities and trying to see line of sight and just run away from the casters. You want to get to this entrance right here. It's pretty easy to spot with the candles and also the border around the entrance. Then you go to this corner, you ice block to not take any damage, and now the ledge kiting abuse mechanic can start happening. So they're all going to run past you at this point, and when they have run past you, you are safe to unblock. And the mobs right now, because of how pathing works, they're going to be going all the way around and come back towards you on the ledge. So now you can jump back down, you can either kite them on the ledge or not kite them on the ledge. Anyone who's done, for example, mana, is it mana tombs? Not mana tombs, but like you know the dungeon in TBC as a mage, farming whatever then the dungeon was called. There was like a level up dungeon / boosting dungeon and gold making dungeon, where you were using basically the exact same mechanic and the exact same type of ledge kiting. That is what we're doing right now as well, using that kinda same pathing abuse and also ledge kiting. And here's the thing, you want to jump up and behind here because you have casters. The less casters you have, the less annoying this will be. So as you can see, he has marked all the casters, and when they're all coming past the corner, he doesn't give them enough time to actually cast. That is very important, because they can smack you. So the casters you want to be aware of, he has marked the casters, so when the casters come around the corner here, he leaves them alone. Now, apart from that, all you're doing is juggling the mobs back and forth, using as many living bombs as you can. You're trying to stack them up to get the explosions rolling on absolutely everyone, and you're using blizzards on the corner to stack the mobs up as well, and trying to bait them into the living flame. So you want to use living flame whenever you can. You want to use blizzards in that case to keep them in your living flame for a longer time period, and other than that, you literally just spam living bombs and jump back and forth. Even when you're using blizzards, you could make an argument for using rank 1 blizzards to save mana. It's mainly just to slow them down to deal more damage during the living flame. The more damage and the more you optimize this, the faster the pulls will be, and the more gold per hour you make by doing this, right? So in this case, he's going to keep juggling them back and forth. You can see some mobs are a little bit low on health, and some of them are really high on health. This is what you kind of want to try to avoid by stacking them up as good as you can. But when it comes to the Nightmare Seeds, these dragons, they drop a lot of them. Like, even in our runs, we got 2 to 3 seeds each in an 8-man party. That is like between, I don't know, 20 and 30 seeds. But obviously we also pulled every single mob inside, so like he's pulling most of them right now. There's another 2 packs inside some of the corridors that he can pull as well. But that makes the pull more difficult, and the most difficult part about this farm when you're playing a solo mage is actually doing the pull. So you want to just make sure you get the pull down, get to the ledge, and be able to execute that every single time. Just be able to replicate that process over and over and over again, because when you're at the killer phase, like over here, you can't really mess up. even if you do mess up, all you have to do is jump up and down a couple of times, use some rank 1 blizzards, and stack the mobs up again. Now, as you can see, some of them, once again, do have a little bit higher health, some of them don't, but once again, what he's doing here is living bombing the mobs, and trying to keep them in the living flame. Now, living flame, you either can pop it, you can try to go closer towards them than pop the living flame, and then jump back and forth, behind the pillar of course, to line of sight, jump back and forth really fast, or once again use rank 1 blizzards to keep them in the living flame for as long as you can. Now try to avoid, as you can see there, he got 1 melee hit on him, followed by a cast. That alone took him down to 25% health, so you want to be really careful when doing the farm, but once again, once you got the pull down, and you are at this point, you're safe, because all you have to do now is jump back and forth and kite the mobs. Now at this point he has also killed all the lower levels, and what you can see him doing here is that after killing all the low levels, aka the whelps, he literally goes out and loots all the whelps, and he leaves the elites alone and tries to reset the elites afterwards. Sometimes the elites are not worth killing, sometimes they are. That's like a kind of call you personally have to make. So loot as many as you can, download something like fast loot, or even like you can download speedy auto loot, for example, to loot mobs even faster. It basically cancels out the looting window and you just automatically loot everything the corpse has. Now he's just gonna jump back here to give himself some more time, blink in, loot everything else, and after this, basically the pull is done. Now he's looted all the whelps, and you can see there's minimal time left on the actual run itself, and he's just gonna stand here and basically die. So when the mobs come past him, he's just gonna die, he's gonna reset, or you can even log out. So log out, reset, and then that's it. Rinse and repeat, and get absolutely rich. As you can see, this pull was 6 minutes and 43 seconds for him. A really good pull with some really good loot. I do think he showed his bags really quickly at one point. Like a real quick bag opening. Just so we can see roughly how many seeds he got as well. I think that was around this time, give or take, ish. We can see exactly how many he has. Could have been further back in the video. But also you can see the gold he made on the left side, or you can see how many kills he had. In the kiwi farm, I think that's the kiwi farm, right? He killed 32 whelps in that time, and he looted 12 nightmare seeds, and for some reason he's blocked out the value of the nightmare seeds. But yeah, he got 12 seeds in a 6-minute run, and for me right now that would be 300 gold in 6 minutes. Of active farm time. At that point you log out, you reset from an alt, or even if you have 2 accounts they can reset for you. If you have a friend they can reset for you. You just want to have one person in the party reset for you when you are logged out. Alright, now just to double confirm, you do indeed need to have a 6 out of 8 to do this strategy as well, and to do the boost, not to do the boost, the solo farm. Alternatively, and I don't know if this is correct, but you could be able to do it with 5 out of 8, because I don't think you actually have to kill Hasses and Morphers to make the whelps spawn. But I do need to, I know you have to have at least 5 out of 8, but maybe even 6, so you don't want to have a fully clear, because in that case, the trash simply won't respawn, and you also don't want to have a fresh reset, because then the pathway and the gateway, like the path to this place, will literally be blocked. So you have to have at least 5 out of 8, but the mage doing this had 6. So either 5 out of 8 or 6 out of 8. So right now you're actually being, well, you're being rewarded by not being able to kill the last 2 bosses, especially if you're playing a mage. But hey, challenge to you guys, if anyone's playing a hunter, try to do the same and see if it somehow works. Maybe using something like a pet pull, like Eye of the Beast, and pulling while your hunter is you can feign. Maybe, and then send the pet that way. I have no idea, but there has to be a way for hunters to do this as well, and if you can, you could be able to kill all the mobs faster than a mage, because you never go and you can use explosive trap and explosive shot as well. As long as a hunter is able to successfully do the pull and get the mobs around the corner, then we're chilling. Like, then you are going to be absolutely making so much gold. Either way, I am really excited to see what this does to the price of seeds, if it does anything at all, but I really think it has to do something. Like, they have to go down in price massively from this. Otherwise, mages are making 3,000 gold an hour right now doing this farm, as long as you have a 6 out of 8 lockout. Either way, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below, and if you're doing this, let me know how much gold per hour you're able to make as well. I would be really here. I would love to hear your success stories, basically. I would love to hear how much gold you're able to make, and I do hope this video helps you make some gold. I hope I'm able to help. Either way, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below. Check out my gold making guide for even more gold making stuff. We have the best farms in Season of Discovery. I am sharing my investments over there as well. Like, you get access to a gold making Discord server where you have early access to gold making videos, excluding this one because this one has already been showed on several live streams out there. So it's going to be very public knowledge very soon anyways. So this one is not going to be in early access because I literally just found out about it because this mage has been keeping it super low key and for a good reason. But I'm sharing my investments, and you can also get my TSM strings on my Patreon page and even more detailed gold making guides on my Patreon page. If you want to make more gold in any version of WoW, check out this gold making guide. Alternatively, we have a Cataclysm gold making guide, or check out my Patreon. I am doing my very best to help you make gold in every version of the game. Either way, that is what I have for you today. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again in the next video very soon.